Hello everyone and welcome back to Steel Road. We are back in overlooking our fireplaces in the sky with the pool just below. Last time we have placed the Earth Re-populator and they're slowly filling it up. But this episode we just need to do a little bit of housekeeping. One thing that I have noticed is our smelters are actually, well, first of all, some of them are not supplied with bots. And we have kind of tackled that last time by creating another bot assembler. But also, we don't really have anyone in our efficient mine. So it is time to kind of remedy that. And I think the first thing we're going to do is, well, first try to find our builder's hut. Here we go. And actually, just pause it. Actually, not pause it, but switch it for regular beavers. Our regular beavers are bored anyways. Wait. Beaver... Okay, here we go. So our regular beavers were bored anyways, so we swapped them all out, and now we do have plenty of bots doing all the work for us. And we have two to spare. So that is a good start. So maybe actually instead we're gonna go ahead and set one of them back to the bots. That gives us still 3 bots in our mine, so we are producing our scrap metal again, which means our smelters should actually be doing some work and we should increase our metal block supply. So that was one. The next thing, during a drought, we are kind of low on power, so we need a few more power wheels. And I'm thinking, based on this, another 5 to 6. Actually, just another 3 should do it, but we'll try to increase that a little bit, just to get a little bit of surplus. And these corners right here, I think, are still perfect to actually do exactly that. So first thing we're going to do is narrow that path over here. So if we place levees like this, they should be able to build all of this, and the bad water will actually flow down this area, hopefully at a slightly faster speed. And then we should have enough space in this corner right here. Rotate it around. Yep. To place another large power wheel. Also gonna add more of these levees over this way. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and high prioritize this. It is the middle of the night, so I think our bots should be the ones who are bringing the material over. Bit better than having our beavers do it. So, okay, here they go. It is in the morning, so it is time for my coffee. Our beavers are still having enough coffee, I'm pretty sure. But unlike their coffee, mine actually is hot and not stored in an open tank. Ugh. Alright, anyways. Back to what they're doing back here. 1 is in, 2 are in actually. So they... Oh. Quick pause. Because I saw our regular beavers walking in here. That is not okay. But with only 1 bot now unemployed, what we can actually do is take our second builder hut and quickly convert that back into bot-powered workers. And with that, we should actually be able to just put in this levee. But I will keep an eye on who is bringing material. At the moment, it does look like... No, there's still regular beavers coming. And of course, the regular beavers are the ones who are bringing the logs all the way back to here. Excellent. Do we have another builder set that I don't remember? That is the downside with this build. I am planning on creating something like this again in a little bit more organized fashion. But you guys let me know if that is what you actually want to see. But I think it would be fun. Oh, here's another builder set. There we go. Now, 5 unemployed bots, which is, I think, all that we had initially in our mine. So that should mean currently we had no one in our mine left to do any mining. Right, so builder's hut is paused. Sorry about that. And we just need more bots overall. Let's see. You are happily producing. Here are bot factories. They are working pretty hard, but they're not... Oh, low on gears. And with low gears, we're gonna be low on limbs. So I am going to pause this for now. Oh, 500 gears are in, so that means there's still a bunch left. But we need first to replenish our bot population. So let's have another look. This should be fully occupied now with 5 bots, which I think in theory means I could just swap out one of our builder huts for bots, but let's try not to do that. What I will actually try to start doing as of tomorrow, the game tomorrow, as the night cycle hits, I'm gonna unpause this and have our 4 bot builders finish this part right here. Right, in the meantime, we have created all of this. Does remind me though, we need levees over this way, so we can put in our power wheel up there. And that I'm very happy for our normal beavers to build, because nothing bad will happen over there. The next place where we wanna put in some stuff is up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will actually work perfectly. And if we place it like that, we should very easily be able to put in another power wheel just over there. Ideally, I would want to have a couple more in this direction to improve the flow. How would we actually get over there? I honestly don't know. But what we can do is put in a temporary platform system. And this way we will be able to get over on this side of the mountain. And can also utilize that to put in another power wheel. Up here. Now I would want to close off one of the channels, and it probably would make the most sense to put the power wheel here and close off this side. So let's go ahead and plan this as well. Just making sure we will be able to access everything. And then we're gonna just fill this up with levees. Don't need to fill it all the way to the back, but just like that. That should allow us to very easily build our power wheel up here and then connect it down to the other. All right. Now, of course, you guys have built it like this, so you won't actually be able to reach that last one. So let's go ahead, now that we have the extra space, we're just gonna fill this up as well. And the day is coming almost to an end. There we go, day is over. Unpause this, highest priority. Keep an eye on who is bringing material. Hopefully no real beavers. Well, that is a bot. That is also a bot. And another bot and another bot. Excellent. Seems like it's only bots who are currently building this. So this is still on highest priority, however the new day has started. One bot. Bot, and regular beaver. Alright, I need to pause you. And this way our beavers don't get contaminated. Cool. They've done a good amount of work up here already. So overall not too bad. Regular water supply has been fully replenished, so nothing to worry about that over here, which is good. And otherwise, let's see, we do have now 2 unemployed bots. So let's go back in here, try to figure out where our bots are still in there. Here we go, 4 bots in there, which means we still have 3 bots in here. And now we shouldn't have any regular beavers as builders anymore, I think. So let's unpause this and keep an eye on who is building. 2 bots, 3 bots. Another bot, good. Good. And with that, this part is actually done. It is not overflowing, so that is awesome. Should have probably checked that before. Okay, now we can actually place that power wheel in here. You should be able to reach this as well. And we have another large power wheel that we will be placing up here, but can't reach yet. So let's go ahead and place a I was scared for a moment that this was regular beavers, but actually there's no bad water going in anymore, so all of that should be okay. Okay, place 1 water wheel here, 1 water wheel there. And that water wheel, even though it doesn't look like it should actually be able to hit that bottom area. Cool. So, only thing kind of left to do is make sure that we're also gonna connect all of this up. I mean, you guys know the drill, so nothing too fancy. So I'm debating when I build these things and nothing too fancy is happening if I should just fast forward. Because, yeah, don't know if you guys are interested in hearing me talk about just placing individual bits and pieces. Maybe leave a comment below, just so I get a better idea of things. Need to pause this just to make sure they can actually reach these areas, and then just connect this all up. Awesome. Oh, I never fully connected this one up, so let's put that in as a priority. As the next drought is happening, this will provide us with at least 500 power or 500 additional power that will help us keep working at maximum efficiency during the drought. Alright, bots are in the mine, so our metal supply should be skyrocketing. Skyrocketing might be a bit overstated. What is our pine resin situation? It's not too bad, not great. but not too bad. I guess we do have 3 of these wood workshops working on stuff already. So probably don't need to worry about it too much. Are you guys chopping these down? You guys are chopping these down. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, here we go. So that should hopefully very soon supply us with a bit more pine resin, more regularly, more continuously. Alright. They've already put in a good amount of stuff. Oh wow, they have put in everything. Crazy. Okay, let's unpause this one. We now have 2 more power wheels actually fully connected. And the 3rd one is coming in. We could already place or plan on placing the 4th. So, you know what, let's just do it. So there, we don't have to think about this anymore at all, hopefully. You know how it goes. I make plans and then I realize that stuff is just wrong. Cool. Alright, and need to put in levees over here. Mark these resources for demolishment. Yep, that is totally the right word to go for. And we also need to make sure that we're already connecting this part up to the top. Can I say again that I love this new way of building the power shaft? It is so much nicer. Because, yeah, you just drag it in, not clicking between 1,000 different things. I love it. All right. And with that, they have almost finished up the area up here. Oh, that needs to go 1 higher. Levee. There we go. Should be able to just place it here. I don't think it matters too much where the water sort of diverges again. I guess in theory, at least, it shouldn't matter too much. Make sure you guys connect stuff up first. Now I've high prioritized everything. Either way, it works. Our bots are happily still producing soil, and this one is relatively far up, but I think very soon it will actually be exhausting its resources. But that's again another bridge we will need to cross once we get to it. Okay, 1 unemployed bot. Where do we still have regular workers? In this industrial mill we do. What is our plank situation looking like? 100 and, well, about 100. Plus or minus, I think. Your situation is overall looking good. So, you know what? Overall, it doesn't look too bad. They're now wrapping up that last power wheel. And then we definitely have enough power supply during the drought, I'm hoping. We'll see that in 0.1 days, so very soon. And then I think we can focus a little bit more on the happiness of our beavers. Now, while I had said, not entirely sure if we're actually going to build the food factories, I don't quite see a reason why we wouldn't, in all honesty. So, okay, drought is in, they are still spinning. But we're producing plenty of power in the drought season, so yeah, I think we are good. Can unpause this, I'm not gonna do it yet, because we're gonna plan a little bit of additional food supply. And I think just over here would be a great opportunity for us to actually put these in. Oh, shoot. They should have been 2 high, not just 1 high. And then we can easily just expand this all the way over here. And ultimately just lining it up with that, that number cruncher up top. All right, here we go. Put in another staircase. One thing that I was actually wondering, we could remove one of the number crunchers now that we have basically all the science that we needed. So might be worthwhile considering that. But for now, you know, let's leave it at that. Gonna replace some of the bots in our wood workshop areas. That reminds me, should probably replace this guy with a bot. So let's go ahead and do that. So we get a bit more constant resin supply. And in the long term, we might even expand this area to be more pine trees. But for now, they've just chopped down these trees, so we're not entirely sure yet. Well, I'm not entirely sure yet if there was enough trees in there overall. Okay, so with that in, they've already built this. It is really nice to see them working so fast. We can unlock the food factory. And if we place it in this corner, it won't be connected to the power. So that is just something for us to consider. However, if we place it here, we might be able to relatively easily put in a secondary level for this and put even in another food factory in the long term if we want to. If we are replacing one of those number crunchers with a food factory, we're almost at that point where we have basically all the food that we could possibly need. Well, all the food productions that we could possibly need, not necessarily all the food. You guys get what I'm saying. I'm hoping at least. Stranded. There's a staircase right there. We've had that same problem last time, which makes me think we need to change something over here. Now, I can't put a staircase on top of this. However, while a bit of a roundabout way, we can actually build these. Oh yeah, no, he's still stranded. If we place it like this, there's no direct staircase access to this building. Not entirely sure why this guy is stranded, to be honest. Should have been fine. And now he's not stranded anymore. Cool. So that is a bug, I think. But, you know, not too big of an issue. Alright, back to our food factory. Because I think this will be the more interesting part. Now, if we want to put in another food factory up here, we should build another extension system over this way. But how do we get up here? Let me quickly pause. So if I built this... Oh, hold on. No pause. So delete all of these. So we could put these in. And if we place our food factory in this corner, the problem with that is that we won't have power access. But we kind of need that extra space up here, unless... What if I place it like this? Will we be able to get up there? Yes. Yes. So let's build that. And make sure we're also connecting the power shafts up in the back here. Make sure this is the highest priority. And then we're going to set it to corn rations because we are happily producing corn. No, that's canola. We're not producing any corn. We're not producing anything for this. Excellent. But we can easily produce corn. So let's go ahead and plant some of our corn crops. Here we go. Just over this way. Which I think will be plenty of area for us to work on. Now, there might need to be another farmer over here. And we do have plenty of beavers, so why not just build another farmhouse? Let's place it right there. They're already happily planting all 4 of them. There we go, farmhouse is in. Which means we could even expand the corn area a bit more. But I think what we're also just going to do is not replant the kohlrabi in this corner. And once they have harvested all of this, we're going to replace it with more corn that will supply our corn rations. You are not connected by path. That is absolutely correct. Here we go. And now we can actually just keep building up. Put a staircase in here, single levee there. And in the long run, we can expand over here with another food factory if we really want to. Right, in the meantime, we have 150 gears, we have 150 metal blocks, and we have 80 treated planks. So let me quickly resume that, so they can put more of the material back in here. And slowly but steadily, we're supplying our colony more and more with what we need. I'm glad we have now enough power to fully supply us during a drought. And that is probably the last power wheels we're gonna build in this one. Love how busy our entertainment areas get. We could place some more. Yeah, not entirely sure about this. Shower could be nice. Could even consider expanding this part right here by 1 to put in a shower. But again, they get wet fur by swimming. So overall, they should be pretty happy, I would say. Look at them. The butt scratchers are kind of just nice. Alright. Gears are not in yet. Metal blocks are slowly coming in. Food production is now waiting for the corn. It just needs corn and logs, which makes me think they're making popcorn? I think so. Alright, what else do we have? We have kohlrabi storage down here. Now we could replace you with corn ration storage. You know what? We're gonna do that. Corn rations. While this is pretty far away from here. What is... oh. Waiting for previous stock to be removed. Yeah, they're gonna eat it. That's gonna be fine. Okay. Now in this little bit of an awkward situation where we're kind of waiting for things to be built. So maybe we do focus a little bit more on the well-being. Because we have the power. We can actually relatively easily just expand our well-being buildings. So what we could do, let's have a quick look at our metal platforms. They actually can fit in over here perfectly well. So let's expand this over here. And then we can put the wind tunnel. It actually needs one more. Of course it needs one more. Why wouldn't it? So if that is the case, you guys don't need power, right? No. How would we get the power up here? The depth is pretty okay. So if we place this over this way, kind of looks like we need to get the power from down there up here. We might be able to do that. All right, let's go ahead and plan for that. Put in another metal platform. And yes, I'm going to higher prioritize this. You guys can fill this up slowly as things move along. Do have 2 unemployed bots. So we could actually replace some of our farmers. You have... no, doesn't matter which one. So I guess why not? Have at least one farmer that works throughout the night to get everything sorted. Let's also go ahead and already assign all of this to corn. They're still trying to empty this, but it's slowly coming along. And they're happily building all of this up here, which is awesome. All right, now how do we get the power from down here all the way up there? Oh, what I think could work. Let's see. What if we place you here and then move the power? Yep, that will actually work. And then just this one. Now, if we go in here, place, look at our wind tunnel. You don't like that, you're too close, and you're 1 too far off. All right. So let's go ahead and delete you again. Put you in here. And then just on top. And now with the wind tunnel. Yep, perfectly connected. Cool. All we need to do next is make sure we have a staircase up here. Also should high prioritize the staircase. And while we're at it, high prioritize all of these. Right. Okay, I might fast forward this a little bit. Now that we're kind of just waiting for them to build a bunch of stuff. So stay with me and I'll be right back. Alright, quick interjection. We are actually just lacking with a bunch of the treated planks to get our scrap metal, which makes us lag the metal blocks, so that is something we should fix. Now, one thing that we still have, and that we're not really using, let me try to find it, is our explosive factory. So this bot as well, it's just sitting around. So let me give this a try, explode this, and try to replace it with a, no, not a smelter, with a wood workshop, which of course won't quite fit in here, because why would it? Oh, but we can replace you with a bot. Now, we have a little bit of extra area right here. Not too worried about this. Again, we don't really need it. The explosives with 320 explosives ready. I don't think we're gonna do any more earthwork, so that should be overall fine. But they have built all of this. So now we can unlock the wind tunnel, put it in place. 700 science, easy peasy. We have 15,000. And then just connect this up, just like that. All right, gonna set this to a higher priority as well. Metal blocks, yeah, we're again a bit low. Gears, we're also a bit low. I guess they're all being shipped in here. So not too much to worry about in all honesty. Corn is growing in. Need to refill this, and then I'm going to just be quiet for a little bit longer until the wind tunnel has been fully placed. Alright, and with that our wind tunnel is in, but everyone is sleeping. It will be quite a nice surprise when they wake up and find this wind tunnel right out front. Look at them. Aww, so many of them. They're like waking up. It's like, oh my god, we gotta go. Just hovering over our monstrosity of a build. Just for record, I've also placed the Flame of Unity already over here. That is something that we should also just build, as well as the other monument, which is the Tribute to Ingenuity. So that will just go over here. That's why we had created that little platform area. But I think overall this is good enough for this episode. So thank you all for watching. Leave a comment below, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.